Hey listeners, thanks for listening and bearing with us for 99 shows. Welcome to a very special 100.
Welcome to the Entrepreneur Podcast, where we take a look inside the lives of the accomplished and successful businessmen and women. We'll get up close and personal with the founders of booming startups. So lean in and prepare to carry away something to skyrocket your own business. Please subscribe to our show and do leave us a review. It means a lot to us. Now, here's your host, Rajiv.
Hey listeners, welcome to the Entrepreneur Talk Show. I am your host Rajiv Unikrishnan, and this is a show where we talk about entrepreneurship, speak to great founders, entrepreneurs, and investors. Today we have with us Radhika Mukherji, founder and CEO of Happydemic. Welcome, Radhika.
Hi, Rajiv.
All right. So, just a brief intro. Happydemic is a digital platform built with the aim of spreading happiness through live entertainment. It bridges the gap between customers and upcoming talent, ensuring a transparent and hassle-free experience. A bit about Radhika. She is a thriving entrepreneur with great instincts for and passions for music, of course. Along with her different ambitions, she has a business degree from NM College, same college here, Mumbai, and a PPL license along with 8 years experience in aviation. And additionally, in the last 15 years, she's created successful IPs for Shan. Again, welcome to the show, Radhika. Do fill in the
Thank you,
gaps
Rajiv.
if
I love the introduction. Made me sound so cool.
do fill in the gaps if any, and do let us know what's going on in your world today.
Oh my God, yeah. I've been, it's actually been. I've kind of a year back. I decided to get back to work, and it's been quite a ride since then.
All
But
right.
it's been fun. I've learned a lot in this 1 year. I think it's been a maximum growth for me, not only as a woman but also as an entrepreneur. I love the space right now that I'm in.
Great. And before we get into business and you, and of course about you, is any passions outside of work?
Flying.
Oh, okay.
I love flying.
And how often do you manage to do this nowadays?
So I at least do it once a week. For me, it's a complete stress buster.
All
So
right.
along with flying, I love to go on long drives. I'm quite a speedy Gonzalez that way.
Okay.
I love to cook.
Great.
So
Okay.
these are, I think, the three best stress busters for me. I love to cook with wine. I don't put it in food, but I drink most of it.
All right. So moving on, of course, where did the idea come for Epidemic? What inspired the idea actually?
Shan's been in the industry for 25 years now.
Yeah.
And I've seen him host a lot of reality shows initially, and then he moved on to judging them. The only thing that was common, obviously, was the exceptional talent that came on these platforms.
True.
So any reality show actually has a whole lot of rounds that go in. A lot happens behind the scenes that a viewer is not aware of. There are hundreds and hundreds of kids with exceptional talent coming in, but finally there's only one winner.
Correct.
So the idea behind Happydemic was to actually help the other 99,
Oh,
to
great.
bring their talent up, not to let them spiral down. I use the word spiral down is because they're only as popular as their last season. So once they come off, it's the best case, of out of sight, out of mind. So when they're on TV, everyone knows them. There's a lot of adulation that they go through, and suddenly the season's over,
Mhm.
and they feel they've made a great impact, and their career is going to go great guns from now onwards. And they leave towns, they leave their cities, villages, they come to Mumbai to make it, into Bollywood. I
Yeah.
think every single year, fortunately or unfortunately, actually, it's rather sad to be very honest,
Mhm.
has just one dream to do playback. And
Yeah.
we wanted to change that. I wanted to change that. Uh, they've been discovered and they've
Yep.
moved their cities. They've come in, and Mumbai is such an expensive city to live in. They
Absolutely.
have,
Yeah.
the talent, but they have nowhere to perform. So the spirit of Happydemic actually came from there. Uh, in a simpler word, we actually just wanted to be that gust of wind beneath their wings to help them get work and to connect their exceptional talent, with honorable audience.
Great.
So we're not telling anyone here that, hey, come, let us discover you. We're not even telling we're going to discover you. We're going to deploy you for shows.
Mhm. Great.
I think that's where, the whole idea of Happydemic came from there.
Okay. And what would be the vision for the company?
Honestly, our vision is actually to create a musical revolution in the lives of artists and customers alike. But see Happydemic as a globally recognized brand in a few years. We want, in a few years from now, every party should have live entertainment because we are going to bring it down to affordable prices.
Okay.
We see ourselves, diverging into different performing arts and also handling that. We see ourselves as one of the game changers in the live entertainment space of the country. The live entertainment space, Rajiv, in the country is extremely disorganized.
Correct. Yep.
And honestly, there's a lot of monopoly too in this sector. So we not only want to organize it, but we also want to democratize the
Mm-hmm.
music part. We right now it's a complete monopoly. You have few humongous event companies that you need to work in to get into for a particular artist.
Yep. Yep.
So we don't want that. We want to organize this whole unorganized sector and democratize it.
Okay. So when you thought of the idea initially, I mean, was it only you? I know you have a co-founder. So what is both of you all initially to take this idea off the ground?
Initially, actually, we started with a very different idea. We started with, let people upload their songs and, let them be
Oh, okay.
discovered. And then, one day we sat and said, but how do we sustain a model like this? What is the revenue model of this? We're going to build this whole platform up, but it's not actually going to lead anyone anywhere. We're not going to, to think 2 years down the line, we're going to get revenue from advertisement is, too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
The idea was also to make us a good business model, to create a business model that can actually sustain.
All right.
So it started off with there, and then suddenly we said, and strangely at that point, I got a call asking me for a band. A friend called me saying, "Do you know a singer for my dad's 25th anniversary?"
Mm-hmm.
My parents. And I put down the phone and I was like, dude, why do I get these calls? Like, isn't there any platform that says, you know what, come on, let's do this? Like, oh, I love this band. I want to book him right now. And went a bit into the market research. There were, but they weren't transparent. So there was always quota price,
Okay.
which we didn't
Okay.
want, or request a price.
Correct. Correct.
So we said, no, you know what, let's get that out of the system. Let's tell everyone that, this artist is going to come to your house for 20,000 rupees, perform Sufi or perform, Bollywood or, commercial music. And this is his setup or her setup. And these are the fees.
That's great. Yeah.
And it should be that transparent. And that's when we said, you know what, let's do this.
Okay.
And then when we decided let's do it, so we obviously were thinking what names to do and all of that, and so it just all actually fell in place like a puzzle. So Shan walked in and said that, what do you both want to actually do? And I said, we want to spread like this mad musical happiness because music has a mad synchronizing power.
Yeah. True.
If we see a room and you don't know people and they're all there collectively in a room, and then there is something about the meter, the rhythm, the pattern of the song, the harmony, the dhun, that everyone starts somehow getting synchronized to each other. So you start tapping your feet,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of getting synchronized, in your motor skills.
Okay.
You start, thinking about someone. It gets you on the same emotional plane. So I said, that's what we want to do. And we want to spread like an epidemic of it. And Sean just turned around and said, then call it Happydemic. Like,
Oh, yeah. That's the connection. Okay. That's where the name came from. Right.
yes, that's where the
And just let our viewer listeners know a little bit about a co-founder. So it's Amar
right.
Pandit, right?
So Amar Pandit is the co-founder, and he's also the CFO of Happydemic.
Okay.
He's a very respected entrepreneur and leader with 20 years of experience in the IT and financial services. He owns two other companies called My Financial Advisors and The Happiness Factory. He's also authored 4 finance books.
Oh, okay.
So he takes complete care of the whole finance part of the company. I take care of, the entire, I'm a CEO and a COO kind of a mix.
Okay, got
They
it.
call me actually the chief everything officer, yeah.
All right.
And the whole tech platform is, supported by Lokesh Bhagwat. He's been in the IT industry for over 32 years.
Okay.
He's got, he's been a global, he's done 32 years of global leadership and management experience in sales, pre-sales, consulting, and delivery in top IT service companies like Patni.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So his area of expertise actually works extremely well because it's more on strategy, more on software delivery and operational excellence.
Okay.
So we have him supporting the whole tech side, and then we have three very great pillars of Happydemic. That's Samipa Jolly Shaw, Sudha Shirodkar, and Radhika Bubna.
Okay. Okay.
And they're the three VPs. And we've structured our company in a very systematic way. So we have Sudha taking care of the entire corporate clientele. We have Radhika, and she's like the brand champion, the whole strategic tie-ups.
Okay.
And Samika takes the entire A to Z of the artist.
Got it. So, in terms of the product itself, Happydemic, the platform itself, how does it work for the artist, and how does it work for a customer?
Right. So, it's like we say, we're an extremely systematic and transparent platform.
Yep.
So, if you log on to our website, happydemic.com, an artist can register extremely free of cost. It's just that there are a whole lot of, videos and photos that he needs to upload of his work.
Correct.
Once the artist will upload, we take 48 hours to vet that talent. So we have mentors that actually go through different, layers of their voice. One is, to check voice quality, to check pitch, to see, and even to see how well they can perform on stage. So if you send us a video of just staring into a camera and singing, we'll call you back and we'll probably tell you to come down to our office because we have a built-in stage here
Okay.
in office, and we get you to perform here. So we also understand, whether we can actually, put you in what genre, what category, whether you can go in for restaurants, individual clients, or corporates.
Okay.
So we do an entire study on the artist. We help them upload all their stuff on the website. And once it goes live, you can actually register as a customer, again, free of cost. You can do your search using us as search margins. And you can, decide which artist you want for your house party. Once you give a request for booking, it's up to the artist whether the artist wants to accept it or decline it.
Okay.
So even when you request for booking, you will have to give in few mandatory questions. Once the artist accepts it, you get a email saying it's accepted. And then immediately you put in your payment details. The money is gone into account. The artist, gets your details. You get details of the artist, all their contact numbers, everything. And the artist is in your house to perform at the given date and time.
So the payment happens online itself.
Online itself.
Okay, great.
So the thing is, we don't want the customer to feel that artist ko, we've given the money to the artist and the artist doesn't show up because the money is secured with us. And we don't even want the artist to stand, before going on stage and say, "Can I have my money? Can I have my money?"
Okay.
And we've seen this happening, being a singer, an artist's wife all these years. I've seen how small artists get bullied. And I've also seen how, customers they're overpromised and underdelivered.
Got it.
So we completely balance the two out.
Okay. So these mentors who you have, or talent hunters as you call them. So how do you? I mean, where have they come from? I mean, originally.
So they've actually they are professionals from the music industry.
Okay.
We've tied up with them for a few working hours a day, and we vet the talent.
Okay.
We also have like I said, we have a whole. So it's not only that, Rajiv. We also help our artists in a lot of ways. Like you said, like I told you, we have a stage.
Correct.
In office where and we have all the instruments that are. So they can even perform here. They can go Facebook Live from here because our sound system is, the quality of a sound system is par excellence. It's excellent.
Oh, great. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah. So they get that. We also conduct music classes for them every morning. So before the office opens, between 8 and 9, we have music classes for them.
Excellent. Okay.
Where we have Ghulam Mustafa Khan Sahab coming, Mr. Alam Bhai coming and teaching them Hindustani classical music. It's to actually strengthen why Hindustani classical music, just to actually strengthen their voice.
Correct.
And to extend their range.
Okay, got it.
So there's a lot of support we give our artists.
Got it. So the average cost for booking an artist is around 25K?
Yes.
Okay.
And average actually it would be 25,000.
Okay. And you all keep a commission out of that, I guess.
Yes. So it's extremely transparent. Rajiv, we don't even quote on the artist's behalf.
Okay.
So the artist puts up a fee there. That fee is exposed to the customer. The customer books. What we take is a handling fee.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah.
A coordination ad. So it's a transaction-based model.
Okay. So you'll have grown. You launched in April 2016, and I have around 400 plus artists till date. I guess it's more now.
Actually, 600.
Exactly. And you've done work in the past few months with a lot of corporates also. So how has
A
the
lot.
growth been? Has it been far beyond expectation?
We've been when we started off, Rajiv, we went a little slow
Okay.
because we wanted the proof of concept. Once we got the proof of concept that, we corporates are loving us, individuals are loving us, is when we went blazing guns.
Got
So
it.
if you actually see, we've literally spent so little on marketing. The only marketing we've done is word of mouth.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
we've really grown very organically. We've grown, yes, I should say at a speed that we didn't think we would grow this fast. We didn't think that we can break even. Our idea was to break even
Hmm.
like between 2 to 3 years, but I think we start breaking even in a year and a half now.
Okay. So do you all approach artists now, or you have just artists coming up and
We
uploading
have a lot
stuff?
of houses. So, because of the kind of infrastructure we offer artists, there's a lot of word of mouth that happens with artists. I think every day on an average, we have 5 new registrations.
Oh, that's a
And our
lot.
office is open.
Okay.
We have people walking in all the time, artists walking in all the time and registering with us. We've kept 3 computers here just for them, where they can come in and they register, and we really guide them through. Uh, April 17th, we started with this core team and
Hmm.
other people, 2 other team members. Today, we are 23 of us.
That's good. That's a very good growth, actually. So in terms of course, competition is always healthy. You have, I think, a QKey, you have Gigstart, you have
Right.
Artists Allowed, a few more. So I mean, it's always good for many people. I mean, at least few of you all to be there. It's good for the artists finally. But I mean, if
Right.
you were to say what's your unique USP, what would it be?
The transparency.
Okay, got it.
Everything else, I mean, the transparency and, the and the stage that we've built. So even an individual can come actually to our office and see the act.
Oh
Rajiv,
yes, yes, that's true.
we don't only just say these are the artists and this is what you get. We also curate acts. So that becomes a huge USP for us. So
Correct,
if you
correct.
have curated nights for people, it's not we have this artist will sing this genre. We've collaborated artists together.
Got it,
you
got it.
you come, let's create this band because for this function, this is what will work and this will not work. So I think that is a huge thing that we bring on the table, that the rest don't.
Okay.
You can ask me which gig happened what and which artist went, I'll tell you.
Okay. So moving on, I mean, you started in April. But what are the challenges you faced to start up in this in the music space?
Any actually, if you think of any challenge that a startup may face, especially being vertical.
Correct, correct.
Basically, I think the main key challenge would be the perception that the addressable size of the market is not big enough.
That's
I
true.
think that's a very, one of the challenges that vertical startups in India face.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, obviously, would be the pool of expertise.
Oh yeah,
Especially with,
always.
you, it's so difficult to find the right team or the right people, the ammunition to, go out there and start that startup. Touchwood resource has never been a problem. Just we've bootstrapped ourselves and we have 3 angel funders.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been so I think the maximum challenge that I faced was the perception that I had for the size of the market and the pool of expertise can be so limited.
Okay, okay.
That's the thing.
So you'll have raised around what 5.5 crores approximately through friends and
But
family, correct?
yes, but we've only called for 2.
Okay, so you're not probably not in the market to raise more since you're only using two anyway.
Yeah, because the good part is that with our funding, like I said, we bootstrap ourselves and we have 3 angel funders,
Mm-hmm.
and we've just taken that much is because we're extremely responsible users of capital fund. It's
Ex-
so easy to spend someone else's money, and we've been very, very careful with that.
Excellent in today's days of the crazy funding going on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so I think that's another thing. We have been approached, and we're taking it. We're growing organically. We're growing at a good speed, and we're going to be breaking even in a year and a half. So I think we're right now in Touchwood, a extremely good space.
And great, all the best. And so, I mean, when did you know you were meant for entrepreneurship? Or, I mean, ready to dive into entrepreneurship?
I'm from a business family.
Okay.
My dad, Mr. Vinod Jolly, he owns and he's running an extremely successful company. So, like they say, how you have talent in your genes,
Hmm.
it's like there's business in my blood.
Okay.
You know, I chose to stay home all these years
Uh-huh.
because of the. Shan was just starting up in his career, and at that stage, you never want to say no to work. He was just starting up, and we decided that as a couple, we were having our first baby. I said, you know what, you work, I'll stay home. I The idea to have kids was not to get raised by a nanny, right? I
Of
wanted
course,
to
yeah.
raise our kids. So we took a conscious decision that I would be staying home to take care of the kids till they're not old enough. And now that the kids are grown up, and I've been able to untie a few of the knots on the umbilical cord, not completely, but I'm slowly untying a lot. I've actually untied quite a lot of knots, yeah. And that's when I said, let's get into what I was supposed to do. I just think, what usually happens, especially with, if I may use the word celebrity wives, they think, the kids have grown up, so let her do something. It's not that. I mean,
Yeah.
my father is a successful businessman. I've been educated well by my parents, and I love being Mrs. Shan. But I think it's also time now I start being Radhika Mukherjee.
Okay. And I mean, over time, who has inspired you?
I can. It's strange you asked me this because just in the morning I turned around while getting ready for work and I told Shan, I said, subconsciously, I've learned so much from you over these years
Okay.
because we had an extremely difficult, solution for a corporate, for the HR team that we pulled out. And it's a music sculpting that we did where we got
Uh-huh.
the corporates, the top leads of the corporates to sing songs and we bound them in a mashup. So the team members were not aware that, they went down into breakout rooms and they were not aware that they're going to do this exercise.
Okay.
And so each of our, singers made them learn a song. And we all came together and they all sang it beautifully. Obviously, they were not pitch perfect, but that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
not the. And then we said, you've sung this beautifully individually, but let's see if you can actually get it into a medley. And it was a medley actually of songs because the meter was the same and the scales were the same.
Okay.
Turned out beautifully. And did that with ease. And I said, somewhere down in these years that I've realized that, you have been a huge influencer in my life because
Uh-huh.
I've learned so much of music. One is listening to music and one thing is understanding music. I think
Correct. Correct.
I've started to understand music because of Shan. And the other influence I should say is my sister Ashita Mehra.
Okay.
She's a completely, she's a visionary in the education field of India. So
Okay.
she's done a lot with, education. And I saw her move from a hardcore finance stream to this stream. And the way she has, over the years, learned to unlearn
Hmm.
and learn again, I've learned from her.
Excellent.
So I think my sister and my husband
Okay.
together.
And what's some of the best advice you have been given?
A friend of mine actually, Rajiv told me a few years back, and
Uh-huh.
I think it's worked so well with me, was the 3 year theory. She's saying any reaction that you may have, think of it whether it will matter 3 years down the line. If it does not matter 3 years down the line, leave it. And if it does, work on it.
Very true.
So I
Right.
use that even now, when, there are some procedures in a company that you need to set up, right? So we feel like also some of the team members will say, yeah, but that's like 3 years down the line. I said, if it's 3 years down the line, it needs to be done today.
Correct. Okay. So
So
at correct.
that's what.
Okay. So I mean, at present, any new feature or launch coming up that's getting you and the team at Happydemic really excited?
So, we just recently did a big flash mob for GVK
Oh,
International
okay.
Mumbai International Airport. Uh, so we did at 8 locations across the terminals, and that was a huge hit. Rajiv, honestly, on an average, we do around 2 to 3 gigs a day,
Oh, wow, that's a
and
lot. Okay.
constantly reinventing. We are constantly reinventing, and I think that's one of the things to have a successful business. You need to reinvent.
Of course, of
If
course.
you're not going to reinvent, so yeah, I think that is continuously happening. We're looking at very interesting tie-ups, strategic tie-ups with different
Yep.
companies, and hopefully by end of next week I'll be able to make an announcement.
Oh, great. And where do you see yourself and your business, let's say, in the next 2 to 3 years?
Like I said, bring live entertainment to everyone's doorstep.
All the best.
At affordable prices.
Uh-huh.
There is something like we all went through a time that had financial literacy, right? When people were getting educated on finance
Yeah, yeah.
to save. So in 3 years, I want to educate everyone on live literacy.
Okay. Oh, that's a great line. So now we move to a part of the show which is a quick fire round. Okay, simple, brief answers. All right. So when people ask you, what do you do? How do you answer that?
Oh my God, it's not going to be brief, really, because I tell them wife, mother, founder, and CEO of Happydemic in that order.
Okay.
But then I talk about Happydemic for an hour.
Okay. So we'll stop with that then. So, what's the first word that comes to mind when I say work,
Happy place,
family,
my reason to be,
entrepreneurship,
inventor,
technology,
a way of life,
food,
homemade,
book?
bookworm.
All right, great. And tell our listeners actually which applications or services you're using for your travel needs.
So, for my travel needs, I love using Airbnb.
Okay.
For a simple reason is that I love to cook.
All
So
right.
usually you have your own house, and in a way you kind of live like the locals.
Correct. Have you been
And
100% lucky with Airbnb?
I have actually,
Okay.
I
Surprising.
have,
Great. Okay.
I have been touchwood. I've got a good record with them.
Okay.
We love to, Shan's work takes us to really exotic hotels.
Correct.
We just don't. I just don't like that whole hotel lifestyle. So Airbnb just makes it more like a home, and I think every place needs to be seen like a local. So I think Airbnb
Okay.
for that. And of course, when we want to go for our, really expensive travels, is when we use, someone who can really plan it well for
Okay,
us. And
of
I really
course.
don't have the time. Then I use the Villa Escape.
Okay. And what do you use for your meeting scheduling or scheduling your meetings rather? Okay. And what piece of tech can't you live without?
Oh God, it's going to sound so awful, but my smartphone.
No, no, everyone's smartphone. That's okay. What do you excel at that people might not realize?
Flying a plane.
And what is something you believe in that other people think is insane?
What I believe in that is I have no fear of heights. I can bungee jump from anywhere.
All right.
Yeah, you
And
just tie a rope and you tell me it's safe, I can jump.
all right. And any last thought or piece of advice you want to give our listeners?
All I want to tell them is that it's so you're talking of giving on the terms of startups, right?
Yeah, generally about your experience, startups. Yeah.
Yeah, you always. I think the biggest mistake you can ever make in any actually a business decision is hiring the wrong people. So always, hire the right people because some people who are autonomous, they have the ability to learn, they're open-minded, and moreover, their values should match your company's vision.
Absolutely.
Always hire right, be laser focused, and don't spread yourself too thin.
All right. And let our listeners know how they can reach you and also Epidemic.
Right. So you can log on to happydemic.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we have multiple ways there that you can reach us. We've got our artist helpline numbers, we've got our customer helpline numbers. You can reach us there, or you can also shoot me a mail at
Okay.
info@happydemic.com.
All right, great. Again, Radhika, thanks for taking the time to talk to us and inspiring our listeners to start their own ventures. And all the very best at building Epidemic.
Thank you, Raji. Thank you so much. I'm a huge fan, I should say. I've been listening to some of your stuff and
Oh,
it's
thank you.
fab.
Good to hear that. And do
Yeah.
visit happydemic.com and visit us at the asianentrepreneur.com to get the show notes, and also subscribe to our show on all the platforms and leave a review on your thoughts about the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. In the meantime, head over to theasianentrepreneur.com and check out show notes and other information to motivate you in your entrepreneurial endeavors.